This is Ike with Go Bag Zone, and today I'm going to give you my impressions of the Crest Tactical knife. Stay tuned. If you're not familiar with their product, I encourage you to go to the website displayed on the box, which is www.ravencresttactical.com. They exclusively make knives, and especially out the front tactical knives that, in my opinion, are among the very best. One of the things that stood out to me when I purchased my Crest Tactical knife 7 years ago was the fact that it came with a full lifetime warranty. They ask no questions. I mean, regardless of how the knife might become damaged, you can send it right back to them. They will service the knife, get it back to spec, and they even offer to Cerakote it again for you, regardless of how many years you own it, for just $40 right now, I think is the price online. So really the customer service is just outstanding with this company, and they make a really, really good product. These knives are built like tanks. I've used my knife in every way you can imagine, and I'm going to show it to you in a minute. Let me go ahead and take it out of the box. And surprisingly, it doesn't look as bad as what I thought it would 7 years later. You can tell that there is some wear and tear on it. But I'm going to show you the knife, and then I'm going to go ahead and disassemble it and show you some of the features with it. Now you can see the Cerakote obviously is worn. It's really held up well, in my opinion, for 7 years. I carry this knife a lot. It's been part of my go bag, just clipped onto the side. I take it hiking, pretty much every day carry it. It's in my rotation for that. It's just a great solid knife. Now you got to be careful with laws in your state. But this knife is fully automatic, and you can see with a little bit of pressure you can pull it forward or back. It does have some very unique safety features though. One of them that I like, and I'll show you right now. The blade will disengage, so a lot of people have a misconception about these types of knives, and they think that, well, what if it goes off inside my pocket? Well, let's see. See how the blade completely disengaged? Now, I wouldn't recommend you do it to your hand, but if it comes in contact with something on the way out of the knife, it literally will make the knife disengage. So all I got to do is just flip it back. I couldn't show you that on screen, but as soon as you flip it out real hard one time, it re-engages all the springs inside, and you're back in business. So it's a good safety feature too for the knife. I think other knives probably in this out the front lineup have similar mechanisms with it, but what you get for your money's worth, let's talk about that. Other than the lifetime warranty, this is a custom made knife too. I completely got on their website, picked the colors, even the option for my belt clip, the little breaker on the back, even the color of the screws. Everything was completely customized, including the spear point knife that's serrated on both sides. That was an option. They have several different blades you can choose from. Actually, I have a spare blade that came, or I purchased with this knife. This is, I'm not a real big fan of flashy and showy, but I do like practical. I can show you, this is the replacement blade. Actually, I think this was the original blade that came with the knife that I had selected, and then I purchased the spear point because I just wanted that as one of the options. So these things are razor sharp. Normally, I don't have serrated blades on my everyday carry. I just like a straight edge that's just a really good quality steel. And the reason why I say that, this thing is, this blade has not been through that much. But the other blade has stabbed sheet metal, cut sheet metal. It's just, I mean, been jammed into wood and every kind of situation you can think of, cutting hard plastic, PVC pipe, all that. So anyways, let me leave that out so you can take a look if you want as I go through the rest of the video, and I'll give you some of the other things that come with inside the box when you make the purchase. So that's the optional, and again, I think you have to pay for that. I think I paid, they ran a special, it may have been $49 for the spear point. I don't know what these are going for online now, but I do know when I got online a few minutes ago, again, this knife is 7 years old. So with everything all in, I think that this knife, the bill of sale was $233. It is very heavy. It's a very heavy knife. As a matter of fact, I'll weigh it later so that you can see what I'm talking about. Very hefty, just a great tool. Today, this knife with the options that I've got selected without the extra blade would come in at $179. So it is a little bit of a price, you know, that you have to look for, but you can see how well they hold up. And I mean, if you just care for it a little bit, it will last a lifetime, I do believe. So also inside the box, let me set this down. You have an extra belt clip. This is a little stainless steel one. And with the extra blade, I think that this actually just came with the product. I get an extra spring kit and extra, these are stainless steel screws. My package had the black stainless steel Cerakoted screws. But again, you know, you have the option if something were to break or go down with the mechanism inside, you can replace completely the springs. I've never had to do that, but it's just nice. You can see 7 years later, I try to take care of my things and keep things together, but you can see the care that they put in the product to really try to help owners know how to do proper care and maintenance, and they're not hard to work on either. If you just have a little bit of mechanical inclination, you could figure out how to change out these blades and springs pretty easy. The knife came with a checklist, and this is just showing that it went through its quality controls. I even know who did it, so thank you, Travis. If you were there 7 years ago, hopefully you're still there today. That's a fantastic knife. I really appreciate it, Travis. Yes. You get a certificate of authenticity. So this just cuts down on you know, anyone trying to make a knockoff or any fakes out there. Can't really be done. And if you ever go sell the knife, you've got the certificate of authenticity that comes right from them. You can see the lifetime warranty. And again, there's more warranty information on their website that talks about, you know, re-Cerakoting and, you know, what that lifetime warranty just basically means. Hey, if it's broke, they'll fix it. Which I don't think you can really break one of these things. They're pretty tough to, it'd be pretty tough to break. Now this was with the extra blade, and I got another letter or a stamp that it was met their quality approval before it shipped. And there again, a little business card came with it. So a lot of little things in here. The main things though that were appreciated by me, of course, the extra spring kit and screws. And you may never have a reason to replace them, but you know, those screws, if they're small, if you drop one, you know, while you're changing out a blade or just servicing or oiling the knife, well, you got replacements. And while I've got my spare out, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do something here while I'm making the video. If you're not familiar with grizzly grease, it's a really good, not just a lubricant, but preservative too for metals. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a small coating on that, because I'm going to put this one back in the little paper sheath holder. It's been in there for a few years, but looked like it was a little dry, so we'll do that just to preserve it. Set that back in. Okay, also just remember this is the full-size RTC-1. So I'm going to put the scale here, turn that on, and this should be, let's go ahead and put this in ounces. And so 9 ounces, just over 9 ounces. Just to give you an idea of how heavy this knife is, I'm going to show you something else that weighs 9 ounces, or something you can compare it to. So this is an iPhone. Knife. All right, let's take it apart. Let you see what's going on the inside. The knife, I believe, did come with a tool. Not this tool, I've lost it over the years. But you basically, in order to get it apart, just take what they call the skull cracker off the back, and then you can see you get your little belt clip, comes right off with it. And then from there, you're just taking out the screws. So there we go. All 6 of the screws out now. And then it just comes apart in 2 halves. So you can see now that's the switch, and I'm just letting you see how it's loaded up here. So you have the springs on both sides of this little stainless steel bar that just clip on, and the spring pushes or pulls one direction or the other. You can see the little stop built in. So if you lift that up, I believe that will allow you, let's see, oh, you have 2 actually, a break in the back, and then I bet, yeah, you can see where that one just opened up to let it pass. You can take the blade completely out of lubrication on that now that I've got it out. Trying to be careful. This thing is really just razor sharp, and I haven't really sharpened it lately. I haven't used it much lately, but just a fine blade here. This is the blade number on this is 023. Put it back, and you can see it catches right there as it goes back in, so you'll have to take that lock mechanism up, and then again the lock mechanism just lets it slide back in the back. And take the time to lubricate those edges also. That may help. Trying to get a little bit inside that channel. Okay, so I'm going to put the spring back together. You want now the spring kit has a large end and a small end, if you can see that. So you want the larger end, and I've already lubricated this again to get it ready. The larger end you're going to want, of course, toward the back, And then this small end should just clip together like that right here on the front. Push your blade back. And just kind of like set this in place. And put a little bit more lubrication. Inside the channel where I know the parts are going to be touching a little bit. There's hardly any wear on the inside of this at all. I've always tried to keep it lubricated. I like the grease because unlike oil, it doesn't really break down as quickly, so if it's not moving, it's not building up any heat, it's just kind of sitting there. Yeah. And again, you can see everything is down inside. I'll go ahead and put my crusher back in place first for no particular reason. And I'll give that a little bit of a tweak to keep it tight, and then just put the screws back. Now to get the blade engaged, you do have to give it a little bit of a shake, and then once you do that, it just engages all the spring mechanisms inside, and you're right back in business. So there you have it. Crest Tactical RTC-1 full size. I highly recommend this knife. It's served me well for the last 7 years, and I have no doubt that it will continue on for a lifetime of use. Go to RavenCrestTactical.com. I hope you get yours soon.